Hey, here we go. It is Tuesday. I am actually on my way to Great Many for my second hair procedure, which I'm very excited about. Al has no hair, but he's not here. Eddie has a lot of hair, doesn't need a hair procedure. Eddie, how are you?
Hello, podcast and YouTube people.
Yeah, my man.
That's right. I'm
My
on board.
man. We're doing all right with the one yesterday, though I
Mhm.
do want to start by saying I left out one guy, not on purpose. The idea of ranking the callers kind of came at me late in the show yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to really write them down. I forgot about Phil and Howard Beach,
Mhm.
who was one of the nicest men I had ever talked to off the air and on the air.
Mm.
I do know he has since passed. He should have been on that list too, or at least
Mhm.
mentioned. So I wanted
Mhm.
to, and Vinny and Queens, a bunch of people
Yep.
sent me messages about. I didn't know him. Was he early on?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not having strong memories of that, but
Yeah.
not like the others that we brought up.
So anyway, if you're just watching today, check out our episode yesterday, where we rank the old time, not necessarily the people that call today and now, but the old time callers of WFAN. During the show today with Willie Colon, yoga came up,
Mhm.
and to me it really was very funny the way he presented it as something he's been doing, and
Yeah.
then to find out he's never taken a class.
Yeah.
I found very funny, especially as he was trying to convince you to take a class. I thought he was talking from experience.
Right.
So have you ever, I know you hike.
Mhm.
Have you ever been the exercise type going back to when you were a kid?
No. No.
Never. You never ever got into I feel like a lot of society at some point in their life tries Weight Watchers. Maybe today the new Weight Watchers is the keto diet, or, like what Al does by eating just all natural ingredients, which is not a diet. That's the way we all should eat. I feel like we all go through phases of exercise programs. Have you done have you ever dieted? Have you ever done a program?
Oh, sure. I've like dieted, but nothing like formal or like official.
Just kind
Like
of watched what you
yeah,
ate?
yeah, but as a kid, I, of course, played ball and was outside all the time, but, like, an exercise regimen,
So in your adult life, you've never gone to a gym?
I did
Okay.
join one, but and then I forget why I stopped going. I had some sort of an injury, and then the gym pissed me off because I wanted to cancel it, and then I had to, like, jump through hoops to cancel it.
That does happen from
I
time
was
to
like,
time.
"What the hell?" So
Yeah.
that really turned me off to that whole experience. I was like, I had to, like, basically bring him a doctor's note.
I believe, yeah, well, that seems illegal.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
amazing about that business is they thrive on failure
Yes.
and
Of
quitters,
course.
because a friend of mine that owns strip malls, they have several gyms as
Mhm.
tenants. And when they find out what the membership is, because you try and figure out if they've got to pay, let's say, I'm just making this up, $20,000 a
Mhm.
month in rent, and they're giving away memberships for $20 a month. How the hell are they making money, let alone paying their rent? And then you come to find out they've got thousands of members. But what if everybody showed up at the same time?
Yeah. Well, that would
There'd be
never
a
happen.
line,
Sure.
but it's never that busy,
No.
and you can always get in. And it is amazing business concept,
And
just a regular gym.
they do make it difficult to cancel, at least the one
Some
that
do,
I joined.
some do. There was a
And
Seinfeld episode about that.
and that really it turned me off to that whole concept of like joining a gym
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, is that motivation? Yeah, and then when I would it might have been part of some sort of a rehab I had to do. I'm not exactly sure exactly what this was. This had to be almost 20 years ago.
Right.
But no, other than that, when we did
The insanity.
yeah, that was, we have DVDs of that
Yeah.
or
I
something?
still have them, but now I
Yeah,
have the subscription online. So I have that too.
yeah, but, yeah, that was not that has, never been a fun experience. The, few times that I've done, those things, going to the gym or doing that insanity thing was just not for me.
And that is still the best shape I've ever been in my life.
Mhm.
And that goes back to 2012. I actually looked back to see when that was. It was 2012.
Yeah, I believe
It's
it. I
13
mean,
years
that was
ago.
very intense.
It was. I
Uh,
mean,
you know
it's a hell of a program. And I wish my back could hold up so I could do it again.
yeah.
I really can't do the jumping anymore. But if I go back to my entire adult life, there's no other time since the time I left high school that I weighed what I weighed and felt the way I felt.
Mhm.
And so that brings me to my next point in question. If we know that you're going to walk out of the gym or you're going to do that program and push yourself, and when you're done, whether it's whatever crap's running through your system, makes you feel so good and you know it's good for you and for your life, why don't we all do it?
Well, for me, like, I did not, and maybe this is why it never appealed to me. I never got the endorphin high
But you
where
never finished but you also couldn't do the video, if I remember
oh,
correctly.
well, of course, yeah, there were certain things that was beyond my capabilities
Right.
to do, but even just other like, when I'm hiking and, you reach, like, the mountain
Yeah.
peak or that to me, there's something very satisfying and
Fulfilling, I would
peaceful
think.
and fulfilling, but it's from what I've heard described, the endorphin high that people get from exercising or running. Now, granted, hiking, it's exercise for sure, and it's sometimes strenuous if it's a lot of elevation, but it's not necessarily like a constant aerobic activity.
Right.
Your heart is going, but it's not like if you're running or something like that. So, but the times that I have done more like, continuous strenuous exercise, I never got the endorphin high that people talk about.
I think it
Um,
takes time though. Like I don't think you're the first time you do it, like there's a very fulfilling feeling and you
mhm,
do feel good. I think for me, there's been 2 times when I really was hardcore with the exercise. It was that, and it was also prior to that, before my younger son was born in 2010. From 2006 to 2010, I was doing that kickboxing and the grappling. I
mhm,
did that for 5 years, even into 2011. My wife was doing the kickboxing as well, and we had gotten to a point where we were going so often, we were trading nights because one would stay home with my other son, and then the other would go the other night. So I was going, let's say, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturday mornings. She was going Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then she would find a third, class in there somewhere in the week. So we were going 6 times combined. And we had gotten into such a routine and we're feeling so like if one of us couldn't go, we were mad. Like we
mm,
couldn't wait to go to the gym for that next class. But the insanity specifically in 2012 and 13 when because I did it I actually wound up doing it for like 4 years because a friend of mine did it with me. And once he got hooked, it was hard to say no, even though I didn't want to do it because he was coming over and we were doing it. Um, you even got to a point with that after about a month, I couldn't wait to turn the thing on because I felt so good. That to me is where that comes from. I think you got to grind through. It's almost like it takes how long for something to become a habit, right? It's even eating. I think it takes like 2, 3 weeks to develop a real eating routine and habit that your body adapts to. I think in those cases, once you hit that sweet spot, like there's an addiction to it in an odd way.
yeah, for me, I maybe I never stuck with it long enough, but I after, like, it's over, I was like, "Thank God," and I dreaded it when to
Yeah.
start it. I was so relieved when it was over, not from a feeling of accomplishment, it was like, "Oh, thank God that was over," like I
Yeah.
was sitting in church
It was
again.
hard.
Yeah, well, not but even anything, like, even when I did go to the gym, it's like, I did not enjoy it at all.
But why so that's where I was going. If we know 2 things, I think at this point, and I know a lot of, research and data in years past has proven to be wrong, and theoretically, everything we know now could be wrong
Sure.
as we learn more and more and more as things go on. But if we are pretty certain right now that a better diet, cutting out junk food, and making sure you get, let's say, 90 minutes, not 9 hours, but 90 minutes of physical, real activity a day is going to prove very beneficial for your longevity and overall, just your overall well being. Why is it that, as we were talking about the documentary on Netflix today, why is it that almost 50% of the country is obese and don't do, right here, me too, why we don't do those things we know are going to help us?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I don't have an answer for you. You would think it's logic and it's science, but uh, it's people get into their life and their routine, and they are not interested in doing those things because they're having a good time or whatever. I don't have a great answer for you, but humans do a lot of stupid things, not just related to diet, but to climate and all sorts of things that we just continue to do.
You know what the difference though is there is I think the climate thing is because there's a good portion of the population that doesn't believe in it, so they don't
Mhm.
care about it. This is your own body and your
True.
own mortality,
Yeah.
and you know it. Like when I look in the mirror right now, which I am not in shape by any stretch right now, I'm disgusted. And every day I say I'm going to start better today, and I usually do start pretty good, but some and maybe like what you're talking about, it's the routine where you kind of fall off. Say, ah, crap, blew it again today. We'll start tomorrow.
Mhm.
And until you can stack a few days together, it's really hard to get going. Maybe there's the answer right there is that you really got to combine 1 day to 2 to 4 to 8 before you actually start to see some sort of new routine and some sort of result before you actually believe it. But we know what we need to do, and we don't do it.
Right. Right, but maybe because there's so many other things that we have to do, going to work and, raising the kids, that things that are required of you that to add more stuff to that list, people don't wanna be bothered.
And I think it's what you said, it's the easy way out.
Sure.
Because even what you're saying there, a little bit of effort instead of knowing that you've got to take Johnny to baseball at 6 and Liz has to go to, dance at 7, you're going to be out from let's say 5:30 to 8:30. Instead of running to the McDonald's drive-through, you theoretically could make a turkey and cheese sandwich on whole wheat bread
Mhm.
and cut up a couple of celery sticks and eat it in the car rather than go get the Big Mac and the
Yeah,
fries.
of course.
But that takes effort.
It does. Right, and if you're already tired from work and then doing your other life stuff, just path of, least resistance.
And what do you think? Do you watch any of the documentaries on like food and
No,
nutrition?
I do not.
Not interested or
Not
just they
interested.
don't? Okay.
Not interested.
Because I was curious what your thought was on, not to get into the ingredient conversation like Al, but it is interesting how many people have posted from overseas
Mhm.
the same products that we have here that they get there and they're made differently.
Mm.
And it's really eye-opening. Like, sodas over there don't have nearly the same amount of chemicals that they are made in America. You have them in France, it's usually just like cane sugar,
Mhm.
as opposed to you ever eat a can of soda, what the
Oh, yeah,
ingredients
yeah.
are? Same thing with the cereals, same thing with the Quaker oatmeal, same
And
thing with even something as simple as candy bars.
mhm.
And everyone talks about how thin everybody is overseas because they get the crap out of the product, and you sit there and wonder, why is it allowed here?
Yeah, or right, and what was, economically beneficial of doing that because it lasts on the shelf for 4 times as long.
Probably.
Maybe that would be it, and it transports well, and, the chocolate bars won't melt if you put this other stuff in it, all these it probably all comes down to
But they
money.
figure it out over there.
Yeah, they did.
My brother said to me a few weeks ago, because he, in the last, I would say, 3 months, has really flipped the way he eats and everything,
Mhm.
and he needs to lose weight. So I'm thrilled that he's doing it. And he said something one time. He's like, there's so many bad things that you can't eat. He goes, you ever think about your milk? And I'm like, no. He goes, milk is not supposed to be good in your refrigerator for 3 weeks.
Right.
Like, it's the crap they're putting in it that makes it last, which is where
Mhm.
who knows? It's everything is very. I feel like everything is a scam in life.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like the pharmaceutical companies are probably aligned with the food companies to make sure we stay sick and inflamed and need them so that we buy their drugs and their drugs make us sicker. We end up in their hospitals.
Mhm.
And the whole thing's a mess.
Yeah.
Really is a
Keep
mess.
going to the doctors and keep taking drugs.
And then you're dead.
Yeah.
Did you hear? I know the answer is probably no. Do you ever put the radio station on in the morning on a weekend, like early?
It's rare,
It's
but
rare. They have the public affairs show on Sunday morning. Now I heard
mhm.
it Sunday because I worked 8:30 to 1. So I was listening driving in. I don't know who it was, but I got to go get the clips for next time Boomer and Gio are back. I don't want to hear it anymore that I'm this dark, depressed guy talking about life and death. You had to hear this show talking about aging and that we only have so much time left. And I'm like, where are people? We got to pull these clips. These were like doctors and professionals talking about it.
It
Enjoy your time while you're here. You never know when today's your last day. It was like,
So you drove in? for that show?
I did.
Wow.
I did. So I was going to do it from home.
Yeah, that's what I thought you did.
But on Saturday morning, I said to my wife, I'm not going to do a lot of these. I got to make up some days. It's a routine. It's a random show on a Sunday morning. So you know what? It's so much easier when I can see the
It is.
producer and I can communicate with him. It's easier with the calls. It's easier on the fly if I want to change things. The hell with it. I'll go in. So I came in.
And the traffic's probably not that much different than what we usually
No,
experience.
I left my house at 7 a.m. I was here by 7:45.
Yeah.
Going home, I was surprised. The Holland Tunnel at 1 p.m. jammed.
Really?
Yeah, but once I got out, it was
It was
fine.
fine.
I was home before 2. So did it suck? Yes, coming in here on a Sunday. But I will tell you, there's something also oddly interesting about coming in on a Sunday morning and doing like your own thing and talking to guys you don't see very often,
Mhm.
seeing John Schweibacher, who I hadn't seen in 10 years, working with Rami one-on-one. Like it was fun. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was almost to the point where I'm like, I could do this every week. I can't, but
No. Yeah.
that would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
So
Well, you enjoy that then.
I enjoyed the one day. So, and you'll be on Monday with us, right? Labor Day?
No, I am not.
Oh, you're going to stay out too?
I'm just here tomorrow.
I know. It's actually been a treat having you here. So
You're usually not here this week.
it's usually me and the replacements.
Mhm.
And I'm one of those replacements. So yeah, I got 3 more with Willie this week and Monday,
Mhm.
and then football week, and away we go.
All right.
All right, I got to go. I'm going to Great Many. I'm
Yes.
getting my hair done. So all you haters out there, eat it. Okay. This is actually a really good thing I'm doing, and it's working. So that's
Mhm.
kind of cool. Treatment number 2 coming up in a little while. We will see you tomorrow. It'll be a bit longer of a podcast tomorrow. I got to run today.
Okay.
So you do the end, and then I will see you in the morning.
See ya.